believe it or not, Mario games are good. From the big handcrafted levels to the less good levels, Mario has always had pretty good design. Each level being able to introduce an idea, use it in fun and interesting ways before switching to a new idea is classic Mario design. Too bad New Super Wii didn't do that too often, and honestly isn't that great, despite what some people may tell you.
Hello, I'm Wacko, and I love Mario. So when Nintendo said that we'd be able to make our own Mario levels, I was ecstatic, and I spent the next 9 years of my life studying Mario design so I could make the best levels I could. These are those findings.
So here are Wacko's top 10, rules for guidelines. Let's talk about Mario Maker. Booting the game up gives you a huge toolbox with all sorts of items you can use, but like I said earlier, the best levels have a main mechanic used throughout that's developed as the course goes on. For instance, this level I made uses donut blocks and used Goombas as a main enemy / side mechanic. Well, Goombrats, or Galoomba? Huh. From there, you might want to set the basic outline for your level. I usually set a midpoint with a checkpoint since that's where I want to go, and mushrooms at the quarter marks, since halfway through each half, the player usually gets a chance to get a power-up.
Power-ups are one of the main things that affect a level's difficulty. Easier levels have a lot of easy-to-access power-ups that nullify the level's challenges, like a Fire Flower nullifying enemy challenges, or a Flying Power-up nullifying platforming challenges. On the other hand, difficult levels have very few power-ups and either hides them or puts them behind challenges. You may also want to test your mechanic to see what unique ways it can be used, or test challenges that you may want to add. However, make sure to also design relaxing sections, not to challenge the player, but just to let them have fun. Most Mario stages aren't back-to-back challenges, but instead consist a lot of downtime. Earlier stages have more downtime, and harder stages have longer challenges. Really, the main advice I could give is to just think about what you're doing. Does this level need to be easy or hard? Do the power-ups need to make it a lot easier or just a little easier? Just think, and that's it. Don't be stupid.
One thing that a lot of people forget is speedrunning. Mario stages are always fun to run through, so it's usually worth it to slightly tweak the level or even add entirely new sections just to make it open for speedrunning. Like adding an enemy so you can skip a challenge, or adjusting the ground so you don't have to slow down.
I mean, speedrunning is really fun. Maybe everything should be done fast.
Or maybe not.
Okay, we'll... What were we doing?
While some players like to run as fast as possible, you should also account for players who like to play slower, hide big coins, or extra 1-ups, or even vines that go to hidden areas or outright skip challenges. Something not always attributed to Mario is its splitting paths. Not in the sense that it splits into multiple hallways, but instead, one level often has a quick challenging path that requires skill and it can skip slower sections, and it also has another, slower path that has more rewards and skips some of the harder sections. Having just 2 ways to go not only allows players of all skill levels to enjoy your level, but it also makes the level feel smarter and often more fun to play through simply because there's more things you can do.
This way!
After all that, there's still one last step. Presentation! Oh.
There are so many ways to decorate levels just to make them look better. Obviously there's level theme, which can greatly change the level's feel, but you can also change the floor from regular blocks to mushrooms, semi-solids, bridges, clouds, or I don't know, POW blocks on thwomps. You can also decorate them by putting different blocks in the ground, or putting bridges on top of mushrooms. Mushrooms can also be used to look like they're holding things from the ceiling. Oh, and you can also add a ceiling. You can also use rails, vines, P-switch blocks, enemies in the walls, arrows, coins, these weird background objects, or literally anything else that you think might make it look better. Once you've done that, your level is done.
I mean, I spent all this time just talking about levels, but I kind of want to make another one.
What?
Hey Wacko, how you doing?
I'm trying to record a Mario Maker video.
Oh, cool. I was wondering if you want to hang out.
Well, I'm a bit busy. Would you be interested in a Mario Maker challenge?
Oh, sounds fun. I haven't played it
Yeah,
in a while.
yeah. Call Wushi, he'll set up the challenge. I'll call you back.
So we're gonna play Mario Maker.
Here's the plan. We're both given a main and secondary item, and have to make the best level we can under the same restrictions. We play them both afterwards, and get votes to see who made a better level. Sound good? Cool. Let's go. Wooshi, what's our items?
Mr. Wacko and Mr. Siamecat, please give me a stage about skewers and Monty moles, please!
At the start, I do what I usually do. Place the floor. Afterwards, I look through all the items to come up with some kind of idea for the level. I also change the theme and style to see what might work. I then spend some time testing the skewers out a bit, since I want to use them as the main mechanic, and want to know how I could and couldn't use them.
But this is all the boring stuff. The most interesting thing here is that I made a scaled down version of the level, just so I could see how it would fit together. I don't usually do that, but I thought it would help.
I kinda wanted this level to tell a story. A story of vengeance. The skewers were tools digging into a mountain, and the moles were fighting back. So I started by having a skewer, framed nicely in camera, destroy some blocks to show both what they can do to the player and show that they're breaking into the mountain.
I actually really like this section just because of how much time it went to design it.
Should you start the mountain or outside of it? I added a power up in a kinda hard to reach place, so it's risky to get. I tried different platforms to get up to the next section. There's a hidden one up above the skewer that you can't see, but you can find if you look for it. I placed a semi-solid to line up where the skewer stops so you know how far it reaches. I tested different block layouts to see how fast I want it to break and let you progress. Oh, and I added presentation.
And that's just one screen, so don't tell me I don't put effort into these levels.
From there, it has a bit of platforming before digging down into the mole's den and lets you enter the underground. This section here does have a cool idea though. The skewer that digs down is kinda slow, so for speedrunning, I hid an extra path in the previous pit you could fall down and run through. It's a bit riskier to exit under the moles, but it's faster and fun to do.
Those two sections show how pretty much the rest of the level was made. You design a section, you tweak it until it's perfect, you do one last speedrun check, and then you go to the next section.
In the cave, I would do this process for each major challenge, using skewers to open up 1-up mushrooms so you have to be fast to grab them, using them as just decoration, like there's more digging machines, adding a ceiling to make it harder to cheese, but also to skip some sections, adding moles in interesting spots to dig up under you or fall on top of your head. I really tried hard to make sure this level stayed fresh and never grew stale. It ends with a final challenge, and as you fight the mole leader, who is purposefully easy, and then it ends with one last skewer. After I did that, I had to go back and add more decorations. Then, playtest. Playtest. After I'm certain it's done, I give it an alliterative name and upload it. Then I playtest it one last time and find a mistake and have to upload it again.
While I handcrafted my level, Siamecat threw something together, so let's swap levels and try each other's out.
Okay. Watch me die, because I'm gonna lose terribly. Okay. Dang it! Okay. That was power up. I'd rather have power up. Dang it. This by jumping off of the.
I don't think so. Because dang it. I don't even know how you did that. It feels like it should be really hard to do that.
Skills. Yo, it's the rat.
It's wearing a chef hat. It's Ratatouille. I love it already. This is actually really good. We're in the deep dark now. Oh, I did not see that one. Oh, this is like those star coins in the New Super Mario Bros. Series. That specific way you hit the star coin is very New Super Mario Bros. Hey, I did not notice that was supposed to be a boss.
You died to the boss that was barely a boss. Haha.
Big funny rat.
Yo.
I can't comment, Wacko. You haven't enabled comments on.
Well, give me 1 second. Why are they disabled?
So there are levels, and mine is clearly better.
Each one goes for a different take on the items given. One is Mario 3, the other is World. One is in the sky, the other's on the ground. One uses molds as the main mechanic, while the other focuses on skewers. Each one is different and has its own strengths and weaknesses. I'll put the code for the level in the description and on screen. Go check them out. Oh, and come back here to vote on which one you prefer.
I had a really fun time. Turns out I actually like level design. And maybe I'm being a bit too harsh on Siamecat.
Hey, Wacko.
Shut up!
Okay, welcome. This is my second time recording the whole video because the first time the audio was terrible. So hopefully the audio is not terrible this time. If it is, then you'll know that it's because I decided not to re-record it. Thank you for Siamecat for participating in this video. It was a lot of fun. I really like Mario Maker. That's like the whole reason I made this, just because I wanted to play Mario Maker. Anyway, thanks for watching. Check out Siamecat. Goodbye.